God had a purpose for his life. Not to live in the Philippines, to come to the United States. To do what? To minister. To bring out God's word through his art. And that's why we need to back Rick up, because he has paid a dear price. And he has given it all to God. And we don't know what God's going to do. And every time that he does an event, it's different. It's never the same. It's totally different. That is something, you know. Rick has a way of reaching out to the public.
Nothing like I've seen. Like, I absolutely love art, so it was a different way for me to be able to interpret Christ, and it really moved in me, and I loved it. It was a feeling that I haven't experienced before with worship.
I think the first time I saw Rick Alonzo, it was like really cool. It was really weird in an amazing way. It's just, I didn't understand how God could use something like painting as a ministry. I just didn't, I never did. But then, I still thought it was cool, but I didn't understand the point. But then he came to my school, and I've been trying to get my friend to come to our Christian club forever, and my friend wasn't a Christian. And then my friend did come on this day when Rick Alonzo was there, and he actually accepted Christ that day. And I was just like, okay, there's something here. This is special. This is really special.
If we don't share the gospel, then God is going to judge me for what he's called me to do in 1992. He said, I've given you a gift. I want you to share it to those who don't know me. That is your job. Now, one day I'm going to be judged if I don't share this gospel, because I am a steward of what God has given me. Your part, as you hear the gospel, the good news, is to respond.
When he came over to New Covenant, he showed us some pictures, and he choreographed the music, and it was just some amazing stuff. But there was one painting in particular that really struck at home. He was painting this portrait of Jesus on the cross, and when I was watching him do this, I was simply amazed at his abilities. But what really caught my eye was the fact that, in a dream I've seen this painting, and at first I didn't know what it was about, but after I've seen it, it was like, okay, now God's really speaking to me through this guy. And it was one of those God moments, and it impacted my life, and it showed me that God was really speaking to me and speaking through me, and showing me what my life purpose is right now for his kingdom to come. And so that's why I thank God for Rick Alonzo.
Each and every one of you are capable of becoming somebody. Here's the problem. The problem is, along the line, we let these negative voices or words that get stuck in our mind, and we stay there, and we become in the neutral zone. Kids, I want you to know that God made you, and he's got a purpose for your life.
What a wonderful job Rick does, bringing heart and head to a situation that will help kids with all kinds of difficulties that they face. It's really amazing to watch how art and music and drama and all of those things come together to impact the heart and soul of a child. And I really recommend Rick Alonzo Ministries to you. What he does is appropriate, it's perfectly in order, and has a tremendously positive impact on kids.
Don't hang out with those people who do drugs, because you need to be cool. They're not cool, you are, because you're not doing drugs.
The reason why we need to back up Rick is because he's reaching out to the kids in a way that we can't reach the kids. He has a way of doing it through his art in motion. That's the trick of the kids being enticed and drawing them in to hearing about God's word.
Rick Alonzo's ministry and type of ministry is a thriving type of ministry, especially now in the youth of this nation, because the youth is not a very literal or very verbal type of youth. It's a youth that likes to get their hands in it It's a youth that likes to touch something that's tangible. It needs something like that. And what Rick Alonzo is doing is providing that. It's providing that gap between an intangible God and a tangible world. So that's why this ministry is worth supporting.
There's so many other ways, like you can go up to a random teenager on the street, and if you try to share the gospel with them, more often than not, they'll either not listen at all, or they'll listen a little bit and then walk away and just forget what you said and just remember it as an awkward experience. But this is just like, this is kind of mind-blowing. It'll stick with the teenager, and every teenager that's seen this thought it was cool.
I just want to congratulate Rick Alonzo, not only from myself, Jim Grant, but from the Diocese of Fresno, for all the great things that you've been able to do. We remember fondly when you started, and we're so glad to know that for so many years now, you have been ministering in so many different ways. God bless, best wishes for the future, and congratulations on all these years of giving so much to so many different people in so many different ways.